There's Ricardo too. Great. All right. Yeah. Yes. I call this meeting to order at 10 o'clock. Good morning, everybody. I will read the land acknowledgement. The city of Thorold is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Adiwandurrung, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, including the Mississaugas of the Credit First Nation. There are many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island that live and work in Niagara today. The city of Thorold stands with all Indigenous people, past and present, in promoting the wise stewardship of the lands on which we live. Thank you. Are there any declarations of interest? No? Moving on to the adoption of the agenda then, can I get a mover and a seconder, please? Linda has moved, Tom has seconded. I call the question, all those in favor? Anyone opposed? Then that is carried. Moving on to the adoption of the minutes, can I get a mover and seconder for that, please? And Justin, can we adopt the minutes for both meetings? That is for the May 27th meeting and the special meeting last week on June 16th. Can I have a mover and seconder? Dave has moved, Ray has seconded. I call the question, all those in favor? Anyone opposed? All right, then that is carried as well. First thing on our list today is a presentation by Jacob Tedesco and Natalie Stickles about Thorold's 50th anniversary as a city. Guys, I give it over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So I've put together a little presentation for us, and we're going to show you everything that we have done towards this 50th celebration. So the first challenge for the 50th celebration was designing a logo that best represents the city of Thorold, and I took that on with the help of my team, the Office of the CAO and the Mayor and our events working group. And this is where we landed, and the next challenge that came up after the logo was approved was we needed a space for all of the content to live for the 50th celebration. So I built out a web page, Celebrate 50, where everything lives on there. So that includes a little explanation about the city of Thorold becoming 50 years old as a city, and all the initiatives that we have planned to involve the community, our heritage, and so on. We'll go into more detail as we go. So we asked ourselves, how do we get residents involved in celebrating the city of Thorold's 50th anniversary? And we had 7 steps that we took, Jacob and I, to accomplish this. And we'll go into more detail as we go. So we created a timeline of historical events. We launched a new interactive historical map through thoroldtourism.ca. We developed a trivia contest with 50 questions, where we built out a wall of reflection for then and now. We launched a youth coloring contest to create a massive anniversary card. We provided branded merchandise for residents to wear proudly around the community. And we created I Love Thorold videos for social media and the website where they all live, just to get the positive momentum going in the city of Thorold. Jacob, I'll hand it off to you.
Sounds good, thank you. So yeah, like Natalie was saying, one of the things that we did was create a timeline just so people that are new to Thorold and young to Thorold can also look back into our past events and history. So we met and consulted with a few different people, Tom Russell, who's here today and part of this committee, as well as some local historians, Fred Neal and Tony Vandermaas. If anyone doesn't know, Fred Neal was a past councillor in Thorold, and Tony Vandermaas has been a long time has been our town crier in the city of Thorold. So we consulted with these people just to kind of get a context of different past events throughout the history of Thorold and really highlight and recognize some of those different turning points throughout the city, as well as some major events that have kind of got us to where we are now. So between consulting with them, Natalie and myself were able to kind of put together a graphic that was also hosted on the website for people to look back on here.
Then the next step was making that history come alive. So I met with our GIC map technician, Nihal, who was excited to come up with the interactive walking tours throughout the city. So this lives on our Thorold Tourism website, and it's completely compatible with phones. I had already touched on this in a previous meeting with this group. We have downtown walkable tours, rural driving tours, and walks throughout the various cemeteries linked in. So you can click on a location, and it gives you a photo, and it gives you a little bit of content on that heritage home or gravestone if you're in the cemetery. And I want to thank Anna, who's sitting here with us today, because she ended up giving me a USB with a lot of these images that are on this interactive heritage map. The ones that we were missing, I went out myself to the cemetery and took photos, and then we used the GPS coordinates to locate them on the interactive map. So truly it makes our heritage, our history come alive in Thorold, and people can locate a lot of these various tombstones.
So the next thing that we also wanted to focus on was branding the 50th anniversary contests and everything. So we wanted a way that residents and people could get involved. So part of that was through branding. We wanted to make sure the logo for the 50th anniversary was present everywhere so people could kind of see all the initiatives that were taking place under this. And then we branded these contests at several different city facilities throughout the city of Thorold. So in the lobby of City Hall, we've had a table for the past 2 or 3 months here that has been out displaying our contests so people can get involved there. We've also had this over at the Municipal Operations Center in the lobby, the Development Services over at A. Carlton, Lock 7 Viewing Complex, as well as Thorold Library and Thorold Community Activities Group. So basically we focused on different city facilities and kind of related organizations that we know a lot of people are going by generally and dropping in. So those were kind of good spots to host it and ways to make it present throughout the community as well.
We needed to reach the community if they weren't following our social media or our website. So this is a way to reach them in areas that are highly populated in the city.
Then another thing that was developed here was to create different fun, interactive ways that people could get involved. So not only through, just coming out to events, but also seeing different fun games like trivia. So one of the things that was developed was a trivia questionnaire. I'm actually going through grading our submissions right now to pick our winner. Over the past 3 or so months, we've had this trivia questionnaire out. People are still able to download it and do it for fun if they'd like to, but we did a bunch of different categories throughout the trivia questions, kind of focusing on different things such as history and industry, the Welland Canal, which is obviously very big to Thorold, as well as kind of all the other different categories that you can see on screen. So a bunch of different questions that kind of related to not only far back in Thorold's history, but kind of some more recent things as well too. interesting tidbits of information that not the average person might know, but something that's kind of fun. And, we developed this not only for people to kind of do at home, but also schools and teachers could download it and kind of use as different lessons throughout school. So if they want to kind of make their history lesson that day more focused on Thorold history, something fun that the whole class can get involved in, as well as, classes or groups at the library or community groups.
Next, we began building a wall of reflection. So some of these images are historical. And over 2 years ago, we met at the arena because they were excited that at the same time this was happening, it was 50 years since the ice was put in at the arena. So we met with the supervisor over there.
Yep, Jerry Franciscini.
And we went through old albums and rescued some photos and scanned them in, and you will see them on the big wall of reflection that's going to go up on Canada Day weekend. So picture a large fence with many photos that are going to be 11 by 17 in size, printed on Coroplast so that they're weather resistant, because we're not sure what we're dealing with this weekend. And with a big banner, so people can see Thorold past and present and look to the future as well. So this image here was given to us by Anna, and it's on our Thorold Heritage Interactive map. And this image here was done by a professional photographer that the city hired before my time for branding purposes. And up in here is a friend of mine who's been in Thorold for over 3 decades. That's his grandson sitting on the polar bear at Lock 7, and his son has opened a business in downtown Thorold. So it shows the roots and how deep they are for some of our residents here in Thorold. It's the heart.
Then another initiative that we had was we wanted to have the public be able to design an anniversary card to Thorold. So this was another contest that we had going on, kind of being presented for the first time as the winner's design. So Camille Filippetto, who was previously a summer student at for the last couple years, as well as a skate patrol that some people may have seen over at the arena. She'd actually designed this logo, so it's really nice. It kind of incorporates Thorold's downtown, the canal, a few different things, near and dear to Thorold. So there's some grapes showing kind of the winery region, hockey stick up in the corner there. But this will be getting printed on a massive 4x3 card that we're going to have displayed at Canada Day. So basically a nice well wishes. People are able to come up, sign the card, write a little message on it, and it's just a way for people to be able to get involved and kind of, participate in some way as well to kind of celebrate Thorold's 50th anniversary here. We also decided that, in order for people to celebrate, it's really nice to be able to, display your community pride, display your love of Thorold with some branded merchandise. So here's the hat that we have designed. You can also see, if you're in the room here, Tim's got one that he's been wearing around and repping Thorold very well, as well as some shirts too. So initially we weren't sure, how popular this was going to be. Happy to say right now we've basically sold out of our initial run of things, and we've reordered, and this merchandise is also going to be getting sold at Canada Day and the Thorold Community Market. So it's for sale right now in City Hall. If there's anything left, there might be 1 or 2 sizes of some of the shirts and a few hats left. But yeah, this is available kind of throughout the year for people to be able to buy. The shirts are $15, the hats $20. And just a great way to be able to kind of represent Thorold and, help celebrate the 50th anniversary here.
And as Jacob mentioned, it will also be available on Canada Day, and I'll be the photographer out there taking pictures. So I hope to see lots of this on the residents at Canada Day, because what a wonderful shot that would be. Just a sea of City of Thorold branding. And then video production began. So we also ran we put a shout out to the community and said, hey, we want to hear why you love Thorold. And if you could share that to us, we will push this out on social media and have it live on our website. So to launch this, we asked the mayor, the CAO, and city councilors to participate. And that way residents could see sort of what our expectations were. We only needed them to be 30 seconds long and vertical in format so that they could be easily shared to Instagram and Facebook Reels. And I'll give you an example of one of them.
And just while Natalie's pulling this video up, this is an initiative that we're carrying on throughout the remainder of the year. So if anyone wants to create their own video and share a reason why they love Thorold, please feel free to submit at any time.
Hi, I'm Manoj Dilwaria, CEO for the City of Thorold. It has been a pleasure to serve the community for nearly 9 years. As we celebrate 50 years as a city, I would like to thank the leadership of past and present City Council, our community groups, and dedicated staff who have shaped Thorold into the vibrant, welcoming place it is today. I love Thorold's community spirit and the people who make it so special, and I look forward to what we'll accomplish in the years ahead. Happy 50th, Thorold.
We closed out with a QR code that when you scan it, it brings you back to this 50th web page that we developed. And this inspired our community partners to step up to the plate and create their own video.
And streets of gold, from Loch 7 to the DQ Falls, Thorold spirit strong and tall, built on dreams and hands so bold, a city proud, a heart of gold. Here's the Thorold shining bright, here's a glorious delight. 50 years and we're not done, golden days, more to come. Thorold strong.
How not to drive.
Yeah. Anyways, that's the end of our presentation. Thanks so much for watching.
Wow.
Thank you.
Oh my God, really, this is amazing. Everything from the map, I can't believe into how much detail you went, into how much trouble, a fantastic diversity of different types of outreach. This wall of reflection, past and present, fantastic. The involvement of schools. Also, those 50 questions are hard. I wouldn't have known the answers to all of them, so I would have had to research some of that. Really fantastic, fantastic work. What can the Heritage Committee do? Is there something we can do to...
I would just encourage anyone to, like we said earlier, the video submissions are still open. So if anyone wants to share a reason why they love Thorold, we're always happy to get more submissions and more reasons. Really, we just saw this as a great way to kind of foster community pride, kind of celebrate Thorold's past and, see where we've come from and how we've got to where we are today. So thank you very much. But yeah, if anyone wants to submit a video, or, even if the contest for the trivia is closed, but still, if you want to take home some trivia questions and, put your brain to the test here. Like Anna said, we put a lot of work to it, and so thank you very much for acknowledging that. And yeah, we're just happy that it's been as successful as it has been, the celebration so far.
Yeah, it's fantastic work, and it really should do tremendous things for this community. It's fantastic. I keep repeating myself, but I'm just blown away.
Thank you.
Any other comments?
Oh,
It's fabulous.
thank you.
Really.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Tom.
Thank
You have
you.
made the city of Thorold proud.
Thank you, and thank you for helping contribute to the,
Thank you.
the
You were at
historical
the very
context and
beginning when
everything.
we had our meeting. Yeah.
Really, what you've done is really outstanding.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Speaking for myself and everyone else, we're really proud of what you do and what you contribute to the city.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. There's really not anything else to say. It's really fantastic, and I'm looking forward to working with both of you in the future. We are just both gems. Great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We do have these cards here. They're, Tim will appreciate this. They're for the Thorold Community Market. So we're going to hand them out to everybody. And basically, on the front, it has a QR code that leads to the Thorold Community Market. On the back is all the bands that we're featuring for the summer at the market. So we're going to hand them out to you. It's it can go in your wallet or your purse. If you want, you can fill out, there's a name, phone number, email portion, and it goes into a contest, and you can win a basket at the end of the season. So, just a fun thing.
Great. Thank you, Natalie. Tom?
I have one other question. Are the hats available here? I'd love to buy one.
I think there's still a couple hats left for sale right now that are available. I don't know how many T-shirts we have available right now, but we will be getting more sizes.
And
but
they
yeah,
are?
hats are available at the front desk here right now.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great. All right. Thank you. So if there's no further comments to this absolutely fabulous presentation, then we'll move on to correspondence, which is not nearly as exciting, but one item is that at their last meeting on June 17th, Council passed Memorandum CL-C15-2025 regarding the Heritage Advisory Committee resolution regarding a heritage plaque for LG Loriman School at 8 Carlton Street. So we can put that plaque up now. I've already confirmed the wording with the CAO and with the clerk, and it's been approved and the plaque has been ordered. So all we have to do now is ask the Development Services Department where they want it, or the clerk to tell us where to put it once it's done, and then we can have staff install it. Any other items for correspondence, Justin? No? Okay, then we're moving on to financial invoices for payments. There are still only small ones. I haven't handed any of them in yet. In terms of budget, there was talk last year with between Morgan and myself that we would get together in July to discuss the Heritage Committee's budget. Morgan is no longer at the city, so I will get in touch with, I guess, Walter to discuss the Heritage Committee's budget this coming month, hopefully. And thanks very much, guys.
Thank you.
Bye. Any other comments regarding financials? No? Then we'll move on from there. Ongoing business, installation of history plaques for designated properties. As I said, the one for 8 Carlton Street has been ordered. I haven't had a chance yet during this extremely busy month to drive out to the Karl Meisner Bald Cemetery to have a look at the site, but we'll make sure to deal with that as well. And Wynne, you got in touch just recently about 2 plaques, one for the Tracy Carroll House. You said that one is quite faded. All right, I will go over there, take a photograph of the wording. I'm not sure whether McGee still has that on file, and send it in to have a replacement made for that. And you also mentioned the plaque at the Griffiths House. I have driven by there too, and I saw the plaque basically either cut off, broken off, or uprooted and lying in the ditch. I would really like to know what happened to this plaque. This might have happened during the construction of this subdivision out there, but we should deal with that. Now, if the owner has changed since that plaque was last put up, so I guess we should have the agreement of the present owner if we want to put up another one or have this one reinstalled if it's salvageable. But, it would be nice to know what happened to it. But we will get in touch with the owner and see whether they want it reinstalled, and also hopefully find out who did the damage in the first place. Any comments with regards to those? Oh, Wynne.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Also, the fire bell is a good candidate for a plaque removal or exchange as well. That's very, very faded.
Okay. Now, with the fire bell, obviously that will be replaced. However, we're probably looking at a restoration of that building in front of which it sits. Councillor, does it make sense to replace that plaque right now, or should we wait, or does that matter at all?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I think we should wait because we don't know 100% of how that building's going to be addressed, whether or not the bell will be featured inside the building, whether or not the bell will be moved. So let's just hold off and find out what's in the plans.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. And I guess that was it in terms of history plaques. For now, if anybody knows of a plaque that is faded, please let me know. Oh, one that is faded as well is the Grenville House on Queen Street. And the owner of that particular house does not live there right now. It's rented out, but that really shouldn't matter. So we might order a replacement for that one as well. If it fits in the budget, but I'm pretty sure it does. Then moving, if there's no more comments about, one more question about history plaques. Have the ones that were already ordered been installed yet? Mary? No? Wynne, yours? No? Okay. Just let me know when that happens. I know that McGee was very busy. I told them there's no rush. So I would imagine that he will also be in touch with me once they're done. Then we move on to other ongoing business. I'm calling on Nick, whether there has been any news about the heritage permit issue.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Actually, yes, a small update. I met with Walter to discuss putting in place a formal process. So there's a review being undertaken by planning right now on what a process might look like. And then he and I are going to just work on form and how it might look and rolling it out and things like that. So it is being worked on.
Great, fantastic, especially since we probably will need that pretty soon for one of our major heritage sites.
Mm-hmm.
Then, if any comments from any members regarding the heritage permit issue? No? Okay. Moving on to overdue heritage awards. As we know, there's still one outstanding for Andre and Victoria Wagner. As I said in the last meeting, I did get in touch with Andre, and he was going to contact me when he's in the area to discuss this and possible timelines of when that award would be given, but he hasn't been in touch yet. I guess things are busy for him too. I will update everyone on that once I hear. Then we'll move on to new business. As we already discussed, the St. John's Heritage Site designation is now underway. Sarah has started research, and she and I both also did another site visit a couple of weeks ago for her to see all the artifacts and the buildings and the layout of this still very natural landscape, which she will be working on. Any comments regarding our present designation project? No? Then moving on to work plan and designation priorities. Here I'm going to go back to our present designation project. This might become a slightly bigger project than just a single designated house. For instance, it's a large site, so we might need more than one plaque for that site. The heritage report might also have to be a little bit more extensive because there will be 2 designated buildings on it, plus the landscape. Keeping that in mind, this designation, even though it is started right now, will probably not be, or very most likely not be completed until next spring. Keeping that in mind, we might not have as many designations, but fewer, but they will just be slightly bigger projects. Just one second, Linda. Yeah, okay, go ahead. I add mine after.
I'm not quite sure what property you're talking about with additional buildings and stuff.
Oh, it won't be just the St. John's Schoolhouse. There's also an old mill on the property, which the foundations of which go back to 1805.
I remember that. Okay,
Yeah.
So it's for the St. John's.
Yes, it's
Okay.
the entire site that is owned by the NPCA will be designated as a heritage landscape, with those 2 structures, the schoolhouse and the mill, being designated buildings on the site.
Sounds good.
Okay, thanks. With what I just said, we might have slightly larger projects. I am very much hoping that the ownership of the Lakeview Cemetery will be resolved this year. It will probably happen this year. If that happens, then we would ask the city to designate the old portion of Lakeview Cemetery as a heritage site. There's, a number of Thorold's most important historic families buried there. A lot of them, of course, relocated after the flooding of the original burial sites where they were buried. It is also a very beautiful natural site, including a few very old trees. And then, of course, we have the cultural heritage connection to that school in Japan that was founded by a woman here from Thorold who donated the Alley of Cherry Trees. And Tom actually has some very exciting things that he just found out about the Old Lakeview Cemetery.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, I was doing some research for another project. I'm involved with another group, and we were doing research for Butler's Rangers. And as you know, the Rangers were very significant in Niagara-on-the-Lake. There is a National Historic Site there, Butler's Rangers complex. Long story short, I've discovered there are 2 Rangers, Butler's Rangers, buried in the cemetery, or were reburied in the cemetery. So this adds significantly to the site and the reason why we should designate it. Okay.
Thank you very much. So obviously Lakeview, again, might be a larger project in terms of historical research, and again, we might want to put more than one plaque up there. So if this hopefully is resolved this year, then we would like to move ahead. Now, I'm not sure, Justin, whether you would be able to answer that, but could we possibly ask City Council for permission to designate that site before the ownership process is completed?
So through you, I don't know that answer, but I would probably lean toward waiting till it's
okay, all right,
resolved, then progressing forward?
Okay. Well, if it is resolved this year, then we could start research in the winter and then also target a designation date next spring or early summer. As we know, next year will be only half a council year and also only half a committee year. So any designations we're planning would have to be completed before July. So it makes perfect sense to have our designation projects cross over the winter into the next year. If we wait, I am in contact with one person to maybe designate a private home, but I don't want to pressure them. We know how difficult that is, and it might take a while for people to make up their mind. So if we can instead ask the city to designate a city-owned site, if this process is completed, then I think that makes the most sense rather than hope for somebody to agree to a private designation, if everybody's in favor of that. Any comments? No? Okay. So it's a bit of a waiting game at the moment, but I'll maybe shoot Jeff Holman a message and see whether there's any news on the Lakeview Cemetery issue. All right. If there's no more comments regarding designation priorities, then we move on to events and fairs. Well, we just had, a fantastic presentation relating to this. And we are, of course, always proud when we can be part of one of the events. I just attended the Senior Living Fair last week. And also last Saturday and Sunday, the Beaver Dams Church had their grand opening after being restored. It was a fantastic success. It was very well attended. We sold 16 Beaver Dams books. I don't think we have sold any of the last few years. So thank you very much to the clerk's office for allowing us to sell them there. It was really great. People were very appreciative to be able to buy them there. And yes, so any comments regarding the Beaver Dams event? Councillor?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just other than to say it was a really wonderful celebration, well attended, and a great achievement for the Friends of Beaver Dams.
Okay, thank you. Then now upcoming events are, of course, Canada Day. And on Canada Day, I will be there with a heritage table. So if you're around, please stop by. You can also join me if you want. Now, regarding the books, since the city is selling merchandise, like the hats and the T-shirts, I'm wondering whether I should approach the clerk and maybe ask whether I can have a sample book at our booth, and maybe the city can also sell the Beaver Dams books at the city table. So that might be an idea to have something else for sale for people who are interested in Thorold's oldest settlement and the influence that it had on the entire region, really. It was one of Niagara's most important first settlements, Beaver Dams, the first village of Beaver Dams, before the canal was built. And then, of course, our market days. I also attended our first market day, which was a booming success. I don't know how many people were there, but a lot, thousands, I would think. And Heritage Thorold will have another table at the very last market day, of course, in September, which will be a Saturday morning and afternoon. And, of course, we'll be present at the Remembrance Day celebrations in Memorial Park. The councillor will organize a wreath from the Heritage Committee to be laid by the Heritage Committee. And Finally, a possible future annual Heritage Day. Tom and I have talked briefly about this, whether this should maybe be an indoor event. Outdoor events are, of course, more fun in a way. However, an indoor event, maybe at the arena, like the Earth Day event, would be more weather independent. We could have displays. We could also ask the Special Events Committee for input here. Of course, a tent in the park might also be an idea if we had an outdoor event but still wanted to have displays. So all of these ideas can be tossed around amongst us, and if anybody has brilliant inspirations that come to them how this could be realized in the future, I think it would be a fantastic thing for Thorold. Any comments? Yes, Councillor?
Thank you, Madam Chair. One place where we could possibly hold this is at our future Museum and Cultural Center. So that's
that
something.
Of course is, why didn't I think of that myself? That makes the most sense. Yeah, fantastic. Now that will be probably a couple of years in the future, but it will probably also take us that long to organize that, I think. Because we would want this not to just be a committee thing, we would want the community involved, the schools involved, and we would probably want food vendors from all sorts of backgrounds, because let's face it, there's not just Anglo-American heritage, there's all sorts of other heritage that is relevant in Thorold today. There's communities from different backgrounds. So through food, for instance, that can be realized very easily. Also merchandise, if people want to sell antiques or vintage items, that is a historic link, obviously, and maybe performance pieces by local students that celebrate our heritage, either immigrant heritage, indigenous heritage, or our colonial heritage, anything. And it could be a very diverse and very exciting event, so let's just put on our thinking caps of how we can make that the most successful. But obviously the Museum and Cultural Center is the most obvious spot to have that at, especially since it could be part outside, part inside, because there will obviously be outdoor spaces there as well. Am I correct? Yeah, okay. Any comments with regards to that? No? Then we come already towards the end of this session. There's our list of outstanding items. Any comments with regards to those? Are there any news regarding those items?
Beaver Dams Church, there's a business meeting on Wednesday night at the church at 7 p.m. and they're discussing events for the fall and the Apple Fest.
Okay, thank you very much, Linda. Anything else? No? Okay, then we'll move on to round table. Ricardo, would you like to say anything?
Nothing at this time, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Mary?
Nothing at this time, thank you.
All right. Dave?
Nothing at this time.
Okay. Nick?
Nothing for me today, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Oh, by the way, Nick, thank you very much for getting in touch with Sarah and myself about the materials that you have and forwarding to us. That's fantastic. Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Jonathan, anything from you?
Nothing at this time, Madam Chair.
Okay. Are you in the car?
Yes.
It looks like he's in a plane.
Yeah, I was painting outside today, so I'm in the air-conditioned car.
Okay, all right. Well, thanks very much for making that happen. Wynn?
Nothing from me, Madam Chair.
Okay, Ray?
Nothing for me.
Okay, Linda?
Nothing for me.
Okay, Councillor?
Also nothing. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And Tom?
Nothing at this point. Thank you, Madam Chair.
And Justin?
Nothing to add.
Okay, I don't have anything to add either. We already went over everything. Then I wish everybody a great, very hot Tuesday. Our next meeting is on July 29th, hybrid as usual at 10 in the morning. And there being no further business, this meeting is now adjourned at 10:44. Thank you, everybody, and bye for now.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye everyone.